This person's jealousy has recently been stirred up as far as you are concerned with this energy of the Emperor. This is somebody that feels very possessive over you, very territorial over you. Something that has happened recently. Maybe they overheard or saw that you were like talking to someone was giving you attention, and it caused this kind of provocation within them, the sense of feeling that territorial jealousy of like, wait, you're mine. Who is this person that is, giving you attention, that is paying you compliments? Who is this person that you're talking to? Or maybe they saw you out and about with somebody. This could also just be somebody who their imagination is running wild. They understand it feels like this is just a crush situation. So nothing has really been defined between the two of you so far. These feelings of jealousy, this is something that doesn't really have a basis as far as like justifiability in reality, because nothing has been overtly stated, nothing has been defined between the two of you. It's just an energy that rolls around in that territory inside of them of something that they feel very distinctly, but they know logically they've got no real reason to feel that. You're free, you're single, they are free, they are single. Yeah, there may be a lot of chemistry between the two of you. There may be a lot of raw animal magnetism, but they have not yet spoken about these feelings that have surfaced and have become very obvious to them through something that has happened recently, or even just their imagination kind of going off into that territory of like, hey, if you don't do something, if you don't make these feelings known, approach, make your move, then this person, you the viewer, you're going to become somebody else's blessing potentially. You're going to remain in that energy of being single, and it's wide open territory for anybody to come in and kind of sweep you off your feet. So this has been, kind of a strange realization for this person. Like, they knew that they liked you, but they didn't quite know that where your dynamic is at this particular point in time, that there was a powerful enough possibility or like even connection between the two of you so far to arouse this jealousy inside of them. We also have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, so this person hates the idea of you becoming someone else's girlfriend, wife, boyfriend, husband, just whatever resonates with your particular situation. This person hates the idea that you will go on to be the blessing in another person's arms, because they feel like the idea of that, watching you move on with someone else, it would continue to stir that jealousy inside of them, that possessiveness, that territorial sort of energy. But they also recognize, hey, I got to do something about this. I got to make a move. Now is not the time to hold back. Now is not the time to play it safe. Now is not the time to kind of like wait for better timing. So whatever has happened recently, this for some is even just this person like literally woke up one day and was like, what am I doing? I've got such attraction to the viewer. We've got all this compatibility. I'm interested in them. What am I doing just sitting around here? I better get busy. I better get to it. I better state my case. I better express myself, or I'm just going to be like left out in the cold. I'm going to put myself in Five of Pentacles energy. For others of you, though, this is something that they've like overheard, they've seen. This could even just be something that was very innocent, like a friendship between you and another person that has provoked this jealousy inside of them, that they understand it's like at this particular point in time, there's no real reason for that. So that enters into the territory for them of kind of like, okay, this has happened. I need to do something about that. Otherwise, it's unhealthy. And I don't want to go into that realm of experience. But I also know that because this jealousy has been stirred within me, this is an indicator that like I better get in there and claim my place by this person's side, by you, the viewer's side, or I'm going to be out of luck. I'm going to just have to sit there and kind of potentially watch you move forward with another person, which it feels like that would be like their worst nightmare come to life at this particular point in time. So if this person was kind of just like, yeah, let me take the slow and steady approach. I like where things are at this particular point in time. There's no rush. We're just kind of taking our time with this, letting things develop organically. Something that has happened recently has like caught them by surprise. It has really kind of like caused them to zoom in on this kind of potential between the two of you and look at it from a different perspective, where now there's a sense of like time is of the essence. There's an urgency here. They don't want to wait anymore. We also have the Two of Wands. Yeah, so it feels like for those of you where this is something like maybe they saw something on your social media, they saw you out and about with someone, they heard from other people that like, hey, you're single, hey, you're dating, you know, maybe somebody saw you out with someone, even if it was like a friend or like a family member, you know, something platonic, or maybe you were out on a date with a person. You are starting to like talk to people, you're putting yourself out there. However, this individual has like become aware of that, or for some this came through almost like in a dream, like they had a dream about something and it was like, wait, what am I doing? How could I just kind of like leave the door open for someone else to come in and romance the viewer correctly while I'm just sitting here and thinking I got all this time in the world, you know, that I don't need to rush forward, that it's almost just like a guarantee, or I want to just see how things go, how things evolve. Whatever has happened recently has caused this person now to start to look at this connection through like a microscope in a way. This is somebody that, you know, maybe on social media, kind of like who's liking your posts, who's commenting on things, who is this, like even people on your follow list or your friends list, or like who is this person? Is this a romantic potential? Is this somebody, you know, that is kind of a threat to the potential of what could happen between the two of us? Is this a potential competition? Like this person is kind of in a frenzy at this particular point in time, because they have become very aware, it's been illuminated for them that this is more than just kind of a take your time situation. This is more than just a casual approach or a nonchalant approach at this point in time. So there may be something even with like your energy. You're tired of waiting around. You know, this person hasn't defined terms between the two of you or been very clear about their feelings or intentions. So you're like, okay, well, I'm still looking for love. And so if it's not coming from you in the form of an offer, I'm still going to keep my options open. They could be picking up on that energetically, or, you know, again, just in the way you're kind of like living your life. But it is definitely like lit a fire under this person to be like, okay, you know, I need to kind of like move a little bit quicker here. I need to be a little more serious about this. I don't want to miss out on this blessing. I don't want to miss out on this person. The fact that my like jealousy has been triggered, and we're at a distance from one another, haven't expressed my feelings, or, you know, it is what it is at this current point in time between the two of us. Like we're not in a romantic relationship. I wouldn't call them my significant other. There's no kind of like real reason to have that sense of jealousy and to feel that it is in any way justified. So this is somebody that wants to kind of like take that step forward, you know, to express themselves, to claim you as their own, to really start to kind of like feed into the energies of like, okay, let's get this romance going. So if my jealousy is stirred, there's a reason for it. Or better yet, so that I feel secure in my position with you, I make myself known to you so that, you know, you can start to kind of like set your sights only on me, romantically speaking, and then it provides that sort of buffer as far as like other attention, other potential suitors are concerned, which it feels like would bring this person a lot of peace of mind. Yeah, we got the Ace of Cups. So this is somebody that, you know, they thought that they wanted to kind of like take things slowly, but now there's been kind of a change of plans. This is somebody that wants to move very quickly now. If they were like, well, I don't know if I'm ready to like rush into anything. I don't know if I'm ready for anything long term, like at this point in their life in general, or as far as the connection with you is concerned, this is something where it's like, okay, time's of the essence. I need to fast track myself beyond wherever I'm at in my life or in conjunction with you at this particular point in time. I need to make my feelings known. I need to express myself. I need to open up. I can't just keep things a mystery. I can't just kind of like have this guessing game between the two of us, or, you know, all this kind of like thick potential between the two of us. I need to speak on that. I need to do something about that in order to kind of like present myself as, you know, a reasonable candidate, a viable candidate, the best candidate to win your heart, to be kind of like the center of your world and your affections as far as romance is concerned. Yeah, we got the Nine of Pentacles. So in addition to jealousy, it feels like something has been kind of aroused within this person where they feel very territorial and protective over you. You've activated the protector within this person. They don't want anyone to hurt you. They don't want anyone to mishandle you. They don't want anyone to take you for granted or use you. This person wants you to be happy, and they want to be the source of that happiness for you. This is almost the energy of somebody that, again, it's kind of like they're looking at maybe the potential potential of someone coming towards you or someone that you've had an interaction with recently, and they're kind of like, who is that person? That person better hope that they don't do the viewer wrong, because they will have something to fear as far as I am concerned. This is somebody that would definitely fight for your affection. This is somebody that when they love, there's a lot of loyalty that comes with that. This is somebody that is very protective over their loved ones. And although it feels like it's just a crush at this point in time, or something that if you're dating or you're talking, like it's very casual, there's nothing that has been defined. And so they can't exactly call you a loved one, but there is the sense of like, okay, I'm feeling all of those feelings that go along with kind of like how I am when I'm in a long-term stable partnership, how I am with other loved ones, like this sense of protectiveness, kind of like, you better not do this person wrong or you will have me to answer to. And so in order to kind of make that a realistic thing and not just somebody that's kind of like delusional or, you know, putting out like negative energy, kind of like toxic or chaotic energy, this person understands like, I need to take steps forward in the material world in order to speak my case, in order to make those feelings known, in order to, you know, progress this situation forward beyond wherever you're at with one another at this point in time, to the place where it's like they could rightfully lay claim to you, where you would really be their girlfriend or their wife, they'd be your boyfriend, your husband, you know, reverse those roles, change that around for whatever resonates with your particular situation. But this is definitely somebody that has been very much clued in as far as like feelings that they had been sort of like stuffing down, or almost kind of like feeling like, let's take our time. If it's meant to be, then, you know, it'll kind of the situation will sort of survive the pressure of taking like a slow and steady approach. All of that has changed. So whatever you've done differently, or whoever has kind of like approached you recently, that has brought in the potential of like, yeah, there are other suitors out there. This person hasn't defined their feelings for you or made it very clear to you that they want exclusivity. So until that happens, it's like you're considering yourself single. All of that has worked to your advantage in this situation, because it has provoked such a reaction within this person, such an emotional response, that they are at this point in time, it feels like really busying themselves to like, okay, maybe I thought I needed more time to get ready. I need to do something now. Maybe I thought I needed to kind of just, you know, sit and sort of enjoy the moment, but maybe I need to kind of like take a bold step forward. Maybe in the past I thought, you know, I'm happy with where things are between the two of us, but now I see like, no, I need to kind of just push forth. I need to sort of shove my way to the front of the line of the potential like romantic partners as far as you are concerned, so that my approach, my delivery, my intention, the seriousness with which I am coming towards you, that you understand that if I'd been kind of nonchalant or very casual before, this is somebody that's like, I want to change that into something very serious, very direct, very determined, very, very certain about you. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.